Sometimes it ends in arguments, sometimes it ends with bloodshed. But thank God for the mercies of God that we have to share, and there's not going to be fighting as far as this debate is concerned. We are God's children who would adhere to protocols and proceed on this journey. Now, it is important to know what the debate is all about. There are some folks who say, we want to get married, but the man must be made. The man must be blessed. The man must have everything that I desire to have before I can get married to him. And you know, for making such bold statements, a lot of people are actually still unmarried up until now because they want to marry an already made man. And then there goes the other side of the story, which is a lot of people are saying it's important to get married to someone who you can both process together to that dream fulfilled destiny that you want to desire as an individual. With me on the studio, at my left hand side, we have Pastor Isaiah and Sister Eno. Both of them are of the opinion that you must have to marry a man who is made already made man. They have the opinion that you marry an already made man. Okay? My far right, we have those with the opinion that you must have to marry somebody who is with vision and still on the process of making it. Please, ladies and gentlemen, the ball is about to be kicked into the field of play. Wherever you are joining us right now, I'd like you to share this broadcast now. Just click on the share button and let somebody also view. And I also like you to understand, ladies and gentlemen, your comments, contributions are going to be welcome as far as this service is concerned. First and foremost, Pastor AJ and Ms. Pep, what is your first statement? Because this place is about to get hot. What is your foundational statement? Like you said, you don't like people getting married to already made men, that they have to get married to people who are in the process.
Yes, sir.
So what's your first? Let me hear from you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Well, we've come to a point of view where it is now visible to the eyes. Truly, getting married to a man who is already wealthy is not a right stand for a lady to just jump into that marriage. But I, for my stand, I believe, and which I am a physical evidence of, to know that yes, getting married to a man who is in process, who has a vision, has a long way to build the family up, has a long way to affect that man's and the woman's generation to come. So that's just my own opinion for now.
Okay, Sister Peps, are you backing that opinion, Sister Peps?
Yes, sir, I will add to what you just said. Like, you know, I'm opposing the motion that says getting married to a man who is already made. I'll first of all outline my point before I go into it later on. First, I'll say, if you get married or trying to get married to a man who is in the process, one, your value in his eyes increases. Number two, he sees you as an asset instead of a liability. Yeah. Number three, you have a say in that marriage. I'll stop here for now. Then I'll.
Okay. You said the first thing was
your value in his eyes increases.
Value increases. Okay. Okay.
Then number 2, I said he sees you as an asset instead of a liability.
You become an asset instead of a liability. Any other one?
The third one, you have a say in the marriage.
Okay. That's wonderful. Now let's hear from Pastor Isaiah on the contrary motion.
Yeah, sir, before I proceed, I want to phrase this word. Marriage naturally was meant for two matured adults. Two matured adults. And to attain a level of maturity, it has to deal with both mental capacity and financial capacity. That's what makes a man mature. So, to tell me that getting married to somebody who has not actually attained level of maturity is a risk. Not telling me the person is in a process. You are trying to tell me that the person has not actually attained maturity. So, I will disagree with that. Quoting what Dr. D.K. Olukoya said. He said, advising young lady not to look at a man's wealth to get married to them does not mean you should embrace the poverty of your father's house. So, you should labor. You should do what? Attain some level of leverage over some certain things. So, the reason why I still stand my ground to say this today, that a man has to be made, and be made in the context of not only having finances, having mental, be made mentally, be made in all aspects of life. That's what makes a man worthy to be married. Because the Bible says, if I may quote, it said that a man shall leave his fathers and mother, meaning he has attained some level. So if he has not attained that level, he shouldn't have left. So before you leave, you should be mature.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now the sister has something to say.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. You know, actually, the Bible is actually our standard. When we see the scriptures from the very beginning, from Genesis, we will see a particular part before God actually brought the woman to the man's life. He actually gave him something to do. Meaning, God Himself is not agreeing with men who feel that they can just go into a courtship without having nothing. So God believes in what you do. So if you don't have anything doing at hand, I will not advise you to get married. Praise the Lord.
Now, Sister Eno has added to what Pastor Isaiah Kennedy have said, and you see the debate is coming up. It's getting hot in this place. Now, you have heard what he said. Yes. Their motives are very, very wonderful. Yours are wonderful, likewise. But right now, he said two major things: capacity, maturity, and then mental maturity. These are two things actually that are needed in a man. You know, Genesis chapter 2, verse 24 and 25. He said, a man shall leave his father's house, and leave his father, leave his mother, and will cleave to the woman and become one. Yes. But if you read the next verse, which is 25, he said they were both naked and they were not ashamed. Mm-hmm. They were both naked and they were not ashamed. So you see, when he said leave the father's house, he was talking about a level of capacity, a level of independence, a level of self-sustenance. So what do you guys have to say concerning that?
Yes, I would like to quickly chip in something. Like as he said, he spoke on maturity, and which is true. When we talk about marriage, it has to do with two matured people. But the point we have right here now is that even a matured man can still be stupid in his words. Now, the point of view is this. The woman wants to get married to a man who has already made, who is comfortable. And now that's where the problem is. It's not that the man might not be mature, because in his own matured sense, that's where he got his word from. That's where he built up and is well doing. But when it comes to marriage, now let me quickly take your mind back. Even when God himself, God knew that he made a mistake when he created Adam. Why? Because Adam came into wealth. Everything was already made for him. And so the woman also came into wealth. So both of them were spiritually matured. But at the end of the day, they failed. Why? Because of the sense of maturity that my brother is talking about here, which is called the wealth aspect. So that wealth, it was what actually deceived them, that make them to go astray. Now, I can tell you from experience that truly wealth can make a man go in the sense when it comes to marriage. Now, when this woman has gotten access to into this man's life, now who is now living under the man's umbrella. Now, the truth is the woman might not have a say, even when she's spiritually matured or maritally matured. No, so because the woman has a role to play, also the man has a role to play. So the man not giving the woman a point of view to express her own motion in that marriage is where the wealth is wrong, to say that a woman wants to get married to a man who is already wealthy.
Okay, we are getting contributions already from our viewers online. One of them is saying, Precious is saying, a matured man can still be in process. A matured man can still be in process. So countering what Pastor Isaiah said, she's saying that yes, the man may be matured, but it's still very important that he understand that he is in process. You understand what I'm quite driving at? That's wonderful. Now, Mr. Pep, you have something else to say?
Yes. I would like to slightly oppose my honorable opponent here. For clarity, I want you to remember what we are deliberating upon here is specifically on a man who is in the process and a man who is already made.
Okay.
Not maturity in quotes per se. Now, you made mention of Dr. Olukoya. I would want to ask you a question. The year he got married, can you attest to the level of achievement he must have achieved at that point in his life? For some of us presently, if we're to be at that time, we would say, I don't want to marry somebody like this. He doesn't have a car yet. He doesn't have this. He doesn't have that. Maybe he's too far from us. Let me make mention of somebody who is very close to us. Let's take a look at our grandfather, Apostle Professor Johnson Suleiman. If you see him the way he was when he got married, you will know that believing in process is better than jumping into a man who is already made. First, I mentioned value in the eyes of that man. When you grow together with somebody, he doesn't see you as a gold digger. Show me a woman who wants to marry a man who is already made, and I will show you a woman who sees her husband as the lion of the house. Show me a woman who wants to marry a man who is already made, and I will show you a woman who does not have that full happiness in her marriage. For now, I will stop here. Thank you very much.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. That is wonderful so far. The pot is getting hot. Now, what she said actually has dislodged your first contribution. It has put us in a platform. It has put us on a platform where your first statement is now as though it's wrong concerning the topic we are discussing right now. Because we're talking about being made. Now, she has dislodged it by saying it's not just the maturity aspect that she or the topic actually buttresses. Pastor, what do you have to counter this motion? Because right now, I from my own perspective, what they are saying is putting fire somewhere. Yeah.
Sir, I will totally disagree. In the concept of marriage, man leaves father and mother, but woman does not leave father and mother. In the sense that the woman takes the name of the man. What happens there is this. The father hands over the daughter to the new man, meaning the woman is changing fatherhood. And what is fatherhood? Fatherhood is all about responsibility. So, for a lady to get married to another man and leave his father's house, meaning that he's married to someone who will take care of her properly, even better than the father has done. So that is why it's needed that a man should attain some level of sustainability, be made before he should venture into marriage. To every man who gets married, the wife is the first child. Often, most people call their wife baby, and often when they give birth to the first child, you can hear. I have heard somebody say, "Please give my baby to my baby." So your wife remains your first baby. So you should be able to take care of your wife better than the father has done. So it will not be like a lady who was living a certain level of struggle entering into another level of struggle. So we should understand that a woman does not change father. A woman does not leave father mean, but he changes father.
Now,
so the father should take responsibility.
Now, Pastor Isaiah, you have said something else. You are aware, and wonderful point you have there. But I want us to go back to the foundation of it. What is our understanding about being made? We have to be clear about that one, because the way the argument is going right now, if we are not clear about that one, we may, take another route different from where we're supposed to end. What is your understanding of being made?
Okay, thank you, sir. Being made in the concept is that most people tends to misunderstand that word of being made. What does it mean to be made? To be made is that a man has gotten leverage over some certain things. Okay, when a child grows up and tend to have something he wants to eat, and the father could at that point provide it, the man has been made at that level. So what does being made mean? Being made does not mean Dangote is made, the governor of the state is made, the local government chairman is made, a businessman who runs a shop that can cater for his family is made. So being made does not have a particular level of measurement, but being made means having a sustainability at your level. So when I mean that a man should be made, okay, if you tell me that you should get married to somebody who is in process, the tout who is in the garage is in the process, but he end up is there a tout, so he's in the process. Then you give your daughter to a tout to marry. Then being made until someone has something that he's doing. If he does not have a source of income that this is what he does, then that person is not yet made. So let's not misunderstand that. Being in process is somebody who has not actually got, there are people who say I'm in process, but if you ask them what do you want to become, they say I want to go abroad.
I still have a problem with getting clarity from your statement. The being made now, what you mean? You said made is like you are
having a financial stability at your level.
So financial stability at
your
my level.
Yes.
That means I still have to be in the process to get to another higher level.
Even Dangote is striving to become richer than he is now.
So that means you are indirectly agreeing now that being what to the idea which is
being in the process, which is what she quoted Apostle Johnson.
No, wait. Answer my question directly.
Yes, sir.
My question directly is: you said being made as at now for him.
Yeah.
You're okay with yourself, which is not able to take care of another person.
That person is not yet made. If you have not gotten to the point where you can take care of responsibility, without looking for another source, you are not yet made. Yes, if you can't take care of responsibility.
Okay, no. Let's hear from Enoch first before we'll go to the audience now. We'll go to the audience because this matter we have to get clarity from what's the measurement tool for being made. Let's get a height, a zenith. Okay, this is what it takes to be made. Steno.
A lot of brothers these days, they are just saying that, telling yourself that I'm in the process. We will get there. The future is bright, but they are not doing anything. You made mention of Apostle Johnson Suleiman just on that he was in the process when he met his wife. But some brothers presently now who are apparently in the process, they are not even doing anything to even help themselves. All I meant is that the future is bright. And there's a common slang among them. They will say, who no get today go get tomorrow, but they are not doing anything positive to change their status. Praise the Lord.
So what your statement now is, being made is what now? Being made to your concept. What is being made? When you mean somebody is made, what is your value on that person?
Okay.
Is it that the person have 1 billion, 1 trillion? Is that your zenith conclusion for being made?
No. Actually, being made is a person who has, at least he has something that gives him money to be able to settle some matters around him. At least being a man who is made will be able to take
With
care of.
ability to carry responsibility.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. You guys have your concept of being made. I believe so. So what's your when you meet somebody's made, which is a process you will get to later. So what's your concept for it?
Now, when we say a man is made, now indirectly you can simply say, okay, whatever I want from this man as a wife, I will get it.
Okay.
So whatever that man's want or his children or whatsoever, he will get it without any question, without asking any help from anybody. So that simply means that man is made. So that's my answer for that.
Please, if you are watching, do click the share button. This place is about to get hot because we are stepping out to other questions now that will be coming for the people who have said you have to be made for somebody to get married to you, or those ones who have said you have to go through the process with the person before you get to be made. You understand what I'm saying now? So please, ladies and gentlemen, click the share button so as to enable someone get blessed from this broadcast. Sister Pep, what is your definition of being made? He has brought his own. You have to bring yours now.
Okay, before I explain or tell us what my definition of being made is, I would say my opponents are stylishly dancing to our tune without knowing.
Yes.
When you say somebody is in the process, does it mean the person is a lunatic or a madman on the street or somebody who has nothing to do? No. You just said the person will be able to provide some things.
Yeah.
Is that what you call being made? Somebody who is made, to my own understanding, the person has anything he or she wants at his disposal.
Yes.
Whether money, whether cars,
Whatever
whether
it is.
houses, whatever you want, name it. So when you are telling me the person has leverage over some certain things, I think you are dancing to me and you don't know it.
Yes.
So
They're actually
that's
dancing.
so
They're
let's get
actually
it
dancing. They're in
clear.
our court
No,
already.
the audience will help us judge that one. Now, we want to hear from the audience about their definition of being made. I guess there's a mic in that place right now. The audience, please. What's your definition? What's your definition of being made?
I think I'll go with the definition that Pastor EJ just gave.
Okay.
As a man, when you are able to provide certain things for a woman, all that she needs, you are made. You don't need to have $1 billion in your account.
Sure.
As long as you can provide everything that she needs, then you are made. Then that, or rather, the man is made. So if you are saying that the man has to have money, has to have this, you end up entering a marriage that will cut your neck. It's
Okay.
just the truth.
Sister Ethel, you have something to say?
Yes, sir. I go with Pastor Ose here. When you say someone that a man is already made, it means the person has everything that he or she needs for you to take care of your family. That's when you say the person is made.
And
There's nothing like you need something. There's one thing you still need. And when you talk about the person needs something, that means the person is in the process. That's not being made. Being made is you have everything at your disposal. Hallelujah.
And there are people who have everything at their disposal. That's wonderful.
There is nobody that has everything at their disposal. So
Wait,
long this earth is concerned.
Wait. Now we are still here. If you have your contributions, please send it to us right now. If you have your questions, if you have your arguments, send it on our comment section and we'll read them out so that people can be encouraged, so that some other people can be blessed. The question falls back to you. While they were talking, I saw the ripple of effect of their words, trying to push you guys somehow. You said the process to getting made, that's what you agree that people should get married to.
Yes.
The process
Yes.
to getting made, not getting made. Not getting made. The process to getting made. So what do you think is the lowest bar to be set for the process? Because you won't tell me the guy he cannot take care of himself. The guy who cannot take care of himself is agreed to be in the process. Am I correct?
Yes.
He can't take care of himself. He doesn't even have money to cut his hair. Like the other debater said, there are people who keep saying tomorrow go better, but there are no proper foundations on ground.
Yeah.
So what would be your lowest bar to those who should be counted among those who are in the process?
Now, thank you very much, sir. Like Pastor Isaiah said, when we say process, it was pointing to somebody like a lunatic. A lunatic truly can be in process. And also, but the process we are talking about here is well defined, a man with a vision. A man who has an expectation to see that, yes, he will not remain in lack and want. So that man has a point of view, building up his destiny daily basis. Now that man also can be a businessman who just have 10,000 naira to start up a business. That man also can be a worker who is earning 50,000 naira a month, who to cater for his family. So that is the man in process. He's not going to remain there. Actually, he has a plan. In that his office, there is a place for promotion. There's a place to go to educate himself, to go to a higher level in his seat. And also in the aspect of business, there's a place for more income to come in so that his own process can step up. And in the point of view, to be able to provide for his wife and the family. So when the woman who is now with him in that process, when they are now able to see that, yes, what they need has come to them, then there will be a point of they will be together without any slavery in the marriage.
Okay, that was wonderful, but this is the truth and the frank truth from your statement. I've seen from both of your statement, I've seen some clauses that needs to be addressed because there are imbalances there. Even from yours, the same thing. I will ask you guys questions now. You address them definitely. No cutting around the corners, no beating around the bush. You understand what I'm saying? If you say someone has to settle down with who is in the process, if that is what you are defending on this platform, which of course I believe that's what you are defending, but if that's what you are defending right now, and I've asked you a question, that what is the lowest bar? Now, we want to marry to somebody in process, but at least that process must have given birth to progress. You must have seen light, even if the light is not there, but there is a light in the tunnel where the person is, channeling. With the way the person's life is defined, there must be light at the end of the tunnel. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
That should be your agreement with me right now.
Yes.
But this is the question. What if this person has this plan? He is on the process. But later, his plans did not materialize. The woman who married to him is at risk. Aspirations and dreams are finished. What is your take in that matter? Because it's a 1+1 risk. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's
sir.
a risk. Because if we beckon on the platform of those who married to those who are made, there is little or nothing to lose. But for those who are not made, who are still in the process, and the process refuse to produce, there's a whole lot to miss. So say something.
Yeah, actually, based on that, now what I would like to say is that when you say a man is in process and his plan and eventually on the way break down, now that man, if he has a first plan, he can simply come up with another plan based on his vision. Now, in the sense, we have seen so many people around our environment who did one thing before, and that thing turns out to be negative, with producing no results. But to them, as the Bible says, it says a tree that is cut down will also grow up again. So the best thing for that man to do and the wife is to look for another alternative, which is to bring on an income to their life. So it's to just divert to another means to provide for their well-being.
Parents will not listen to this one. Parents are the ones giving their daughter's hand in marriage. They won't listen to tomorrow there's light coming. Tomorrow, many daughters have disconnected from their parents because their parents refused to allow them marry a man because they weren't seeing the future in that man. They were just seeing visions without platforms to materialize it. Sister Pep, you have to defend your associate here because the questions are drowning already. So what are you telling us? What are you saying?
Okay, sir. First, I would say before the lady herself wants to go into a marriage with someone in the process, you should also have something you are doing. You don't have to be a baggage in a man's house, or your parents sent you into a man's house as respite for poverty, as a means to rescue them from their poverty. Now, what if the first plan fails? There should be a plan B. It's not always rosy. The man must have failed in the first time. Let me use our former president, the person of Jonathan Goodluck. He was nothing when the wife met him. I believe when he was thrown into the prison, some persons will tell the wife, "It's over with you. Your husband is there. Nothing will come out of it." But when he came out, he became the #1 citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So should we call somebody a failure because the first plan failed? No. There's always a way out. The woman should have something doing. The man should also have something doing. Not that the man should have nothing to do. They will both work together, have something that will come into the family where they can feed and take care of themselves. You must not have flashy cars at the beginning. Those ones will come later. So that's what I have to say.
Thank you. Now, our online viewers have been contributing since, but we decided to just halt for a while. Now we're going to take some of their contributions and then we proceed. It says the already made man passed through the process before he became made. The truth is, some ladies are destined to start their marital life with a made man, while some are destined to grow with a man in a process. Do you agree with that one? This has become destiny issues now.
Sir, that's what I wanted to say. I said this person is now going spiritual. If you come to the spiritual aspect, what she said is perfectly true.
Okay.
There are people whose destiny as a man is tied to the woman they are going to marry. Irrespective of the struggle, the effort you put into life to make things work, it needs another helpmeet to facilitate or to put grease to cause viscosity in your engine of production to produce what you need. So at that moment, you need such to happen. But there are people, naturally, it doesn't matter how rough that lady might have lived. It doesn't matter how wayward he or she might have been. Immediately she just make a turn because she had been destined to marry a great man. Immediately she made a turn, she will meet the right person. I've met a lady who was once a prostitute. The week she stopped was the week she met the person she married. The week she was spoken to, she stopped.
You have said she has gone spiritual.
Yeah.
Are you going spiritual with her?
I'm trying to explain it so that my viewer will understand. If we want to go spiritual, I will explain that.
Sister
But she has gone spiritual.
Sister Eno has to say something. Now, you, by the grace of God, you also get married. You are not a priest or a reverend sister. You will get married. You know your family. If you bring a man that doesn't look like there's a future in him, will your parents agree?
No, sir.
Your parents will not agree, whether destined or not predestined. They will fight the destiny to make sure you don't. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, we have this as a problem in Africa. Parents do all they can to make sure you have a secured future. And in so doing, our parents do not want to see theory. They want to see practical. Show me. You say he's blessed. Where is the car? You say he's blessed. Does he have a house? Does he have a job? Your parents need your security guaranteed, so as to enable you not to be a liability back to them when you ought to be a blessing to them. You understand what I'm saying? But my problem now in this debate is that my panelists on this side, on my right, have not been able to come to a conclusion on a bar. Like, this is the level of process every individual should start with. Like, if you are defining process like, okay, he must have a business, he must have something doing, there must be a steady income. If you say that's the process, maybe that income cannot reach out to every of his or her needs, but at least there is something flowing. You have not been able to pick a bar for me. And my audience are also reacting to that fact. They have not been able to pick a bar. If both of you are married to the glory of God,
Yes, sir.
and you are a man, you are the husband, so the question should have been the wife that I would ask now, that when you came to meet with your in-laws, how did they receive you? What did they see in you that they received? They must have asked the daughter, your who's your wife, that, okay, this man, what does he do for a living? And I know when you got married, I don't think were you doing anything?
Actually, I was not really doing anything.
And they gave you their daughter.
Yes.
Tell us what happened.
Now, the truth is, now I will tell you, they are responsible parents. I know I met with the father, and the father asked me, he said, young man, what are you doing for now? I told him everything. I said that for now, I'm not doing anything. I'm only assisting my parents, and I have a plan and a vision.
Sir, I
to
got
run
you
after.
in. They gave you the front of your
Shh. Continue.
Then, because I told them, okay, this is what I have. Now, this is what I have. Now, because then I know that, yes, I wanted to travel out. I was having plans. After my marriage, I would travel out and settle down because I already have connections abroad. But after the whole marriage, the whole ceremony and everything came together, I remember I met with my spiritual father and I told him my plans. Either to go travel or to enter into a business. The money was there. The money was there. I had the money, and my parents were ready to support me with my vision. And because of the divine plan of God, which he had, he said it's not time for me to travel. Then, by the grace of God, we opened up a business. We together, me and my wife, we started that business from the scratch. And I remember at the point of time, we went around different states to inquire, both of us. And at times when the one who want to do business with, when they saw us, they admired. What kind of passion is this? Both of you just come want to start from scratch. And from there, they see that trust. And what they gave us business to start with. And that from today now, we thank God, we are no longer dealing with small business, but we are dealing with trailers.
Yeah.
By the grace of God. But I want to say something concerning what my brother said. The truth is, what we are looking at here now is that a man who is already made and a man in process, there are two different things. What are the dangers in it? Now, when we talk about that, because he was trying to emphasize that, yes, truly a man who is made, nobody will close his eye and turn his back against a man who is made. They will want to follow that man into the marriage. But there are dangers in that thing.
Yeah, advantages and disadvantages.
Yes.
Okay.
It is that danger in it that fears the future of families, of future of daughters.
Before we come to the advantages and disadvantages, you have shot these people below the bed. You have shot these people because you are using first-hand knowledge.
Yes.
You were not working, but you had a vision that the family of your wife bought.
Yes, sir.
And they gave you their wife as a seed, knowing fully well that you will nourish her to grow. And I'm aware that your business are in millions. It's not in millions. I'm aware about that. So that means your vision paid.
Yes.
And it's still paying.
It's still paying.
Oh. Now, you are in the process of marriage.
Yes, sir.
This matter now, I'm a spiritual man, and I'm not in the bosky. So the truth of the matter now is, I have followed you to your introduction.
Yes, sir.
Your marriage is about a month's time. Are you made?
Okay, sir. Let me come in. He made an instance.
So because I'm not talking about theory now. Parents don't look for theory. Practical. Are you made? I don't, because if you are made and we are not aware, you have to let us know.
Okay, sir. Let me come in because I need to react to what
No,
he
don't
said.
react on this matter. I'm asking.
I need to correct the notion.
I'm asking you a straight question. Are you made? Then
to the point of definition of having leverage, I am made to a point.
Please, can you define that you're made?
Yeah, that's why I have to react to what he said. He said you went to a place and they asked you, knowing fully well that your father was a popular name, a household name. There are a lot of wealthy parents who marry for their parents.
No. That's not true. The parent, they lived in different
states.
They live in different states, not even close.
Men who want to give their wife to daughter out can go as far as investigating anything.
You were not.
Sir, before the person, my father-in-law to be,
It's like they hired him to investigate this matter.
Sir, before my father-in-law to be gave consent, he ran a check on me, unaware that finally the day he told me okay, he started giving me details of what he did, investigation he made. Sir, they have investigated you. They know that your father is well to do, and you said something. You say you are assisting your father. See, most wealthy men whose children got married, they marry for them and an end working for their father in their company. So that is why it's very difficult to see a wealthy man's son who is richer than the father until the father goes to.
Now,
wait.
There is no wealthy man whose son is richer than the father until the man dies. Because they work for the father.
Wait. Don't kill anybody's father. Wait. Wait. This. Now there are contributions from our audience. Jesus Christ. Amelfe Nancy is saying the truth is that anyone can be in process, but some are not actually following up there by putting their partner in stack, and this will be causing putting their partner in stock, I guess so, and this will be causing issues. This is where the issue of the woman come to play, to help the man in the process to become a made man. That's why you marry a man with insight. They're also supporting. Most of the commentaries are coming from those who are in support of process. Not already made process. I asked you a question you have not answered. You said your father-in-law, I was there with you. You said your father-in-law did a background check on you. What were the parameters of his check? Financial check, and then that's one, and then you said you are made. Made? with you defined the way you define made.
Yes, sir.
Are you that made? You're on the altar of the Almighty God, Ibe TV altar. So I want to hear from you.
To my definition of being made, someone who can take responsibility. That's what my definition and having leverage. That's what my definition of maid is, and I still maintain my stand.
Someone who can
Take responsibility and have a financial leverage over his responsibility.
You know, I would have really loved your fiancé was around. So that I ask her directly, or we can even put a call across to her and ask her directly if actually every question she asks you, financially or whatever otherwise, you actually respond
To it.
to it. But since, okay,
To 90%, sir.
don't worry,
I say yes.
don't worry, we'll put a call across.
Yes, sir.
Put a call across. Who is there? Please help us call Flourish on which number?
081.
Okay.
Let's go on background.
Flourish is being called to confirm if, as a matter of fact, the made man is actually made, because we didn't see any car while he came, we didn't see anything. No.
He's not married yet, sir.
And that's what we're saying.
So
But then
a
he has
made man.
done introduction, and they
Yes.
have given, the family have certified that he should come for the marriage. But what then did the parents see that made them give her or the lady? There must be a level of insurance.
Yes.
Yeah, so if he's not made and they gave it to her, they gave it to him, then he should agree with your process.
You should just agree.
Sir,
can't
I have a
agree.
question to
Bebe,
ask.
talk, okay?
Okay.
Talk.
I have a question to ask him.
Okay.
Sir, if you say you are made, you've done your introduction.
Yeah.
It should be over 2-3 weeks now.
Yeah.
What is
Because
keeping
the-
you from doing the formal thing you are supposed to do?
Answer to that question remains that when you want to define maid, we were asked to give a parameter for your process and give a parameter for being made. And you made a statement that the person should be able to provide whatever the person needs.
No.
I'm coming.
No.
I
didn't
want
say
to tell you now
whatsoever.
that-
I didn't say whatsoever. I said the person should have something doing. At least there should be
That is
a
being made.
level of no. The
I'm talking
person
about
in
your
the
definition
process.
of being made.
You
Wait,
are the one
let's-
talking about being made.
Okay.
And I am talking about the process.
If
If
you
I
say
may
the-
say, you've not had a clear definition of somebody who is made. You don't even have a clear definition of it yet.
Your definition of what definition you gave is somebody who is made.
No. Firstly, you said somebody who is made is the person that has leverage over some certain things. So you said. And then later you said somebody that can provide whatever the woman needs. You are not even stable yet. You are waiting.
There are inconsistencies.
And I said somebody in the
Okay.
process is somebody who has something doing, not a tout.
Yeah.
Not somebody who cannot take care to an extent. Am I saying the person should buy cars or expensive clothes for the woman? No. But to some level, you can help
some things, okay.
provide to some level. That was what I said.
Anybody who has something doing that can provide maybe enough provision is already made. Let me tell you this. In Nigeria, we have millions of billionaires and millionaires, and all of them are made. So there is no actually a level parameter to decide this is the highest of being made. In a local, I gave you an instance, a local government chairman is made because if he comes to your location, you respect him. A local government, even a local councillor, if he comes to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage, you will give to him because you know he has sustainable source of income. What does that mean? When someone is made,
Sorry, a local government councillor that will stay
No,
in
a
the
ward
office
councillor.
for 4 years
no, I mean,
is
someone-
made. Have you seen some of them?
Sir,
Wait. Sister Eno.
sir, that is
Hello.
an instance.
Excuse me, Sister Eno. We are still talking about being made before you get married or joining the chariot band, going to the destination called being made, which is them and then both of you. The argument now is, if you say you have to be made, maybe when you have 1 million or when you have 10 million, that's when you are made. We don't think as personalities that's when somebody's made. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you say you are being made, there are things that 1 million cannot offer. There are things that 10 million cannot offer. There are things that 20 million cannot offer. If you buy a car, build a house from 20 million, what's left? You are back to being stranded. You understand what I'm saying? So now, are you agreeing with them? Because you are not, your statements are not registered. Are you agreeing with them on the process issue? Or you are still with your partner?
I'm still with my partner.
Okay, tell us, what is your stand with your partner now?
They made a statement that I want to counter. They said, you asked a question that you have a plan and you are married, and what if the plan does not work out? And they're saying something about a plan B. Let me tell you something. Marriage is something that is very serious. You cannot just go into marriage with two plans. You have a plan A, if that does not work, then your wife will now be there looking at you. You are having two different plans. If plan does not work, then you now start another plan again. Okay, just imagine that you get married. Once you are married, responsibilities start coming. Because maybe within the next 9 months now, your wife may put a bet. Okay, your wife will not put a bet now. Which money will you use to start? You now say, okay, my plan did not work. Let me enter the next plan. Your children will go to school. Which money will they use? So you have to be able to take responsibility. You have something that gives you money regularly before you say, okay, you want to get married.
If I may come in, what you just said, you are sounding like a woman who is not ready to support her husband in marriage.
Yes.
If you are saying, would the children not go to school, are you saying is the sole responsibility of your husband to take care of the children?
Wait, let me make something clear.
Excuse me, please. And are you also saying if your husband does not provide money for food, you will not feed him or provide food to eat? I leave those questions for you to answer.
Let me make you clear about
answer
something.
them clearly?
Okay, let me make something clear to you. You know, some sisters of nowadays, they are just in their father's house, waiting for a man to come and take them out of poverty. You as a lady, you should not be idle. At least you have something doing too. But the thing is that as a man, you are the head. As a man, you are the head.
So you should not wait for
to you.
You should not wait for
She just did. The thing is this. Listen to me. When a man cannot even take good care of himself by what he's doing, before you think of venturing into marriage, you should be able to take care of yourself physically, and be able to cater for one more person. If you can't take care of yourself physically and cater for one more person, then you are not set to get married. Because in 9 months' time, there will be additional one person adding to the one person that you have acquired to yourself. So, what I'm still trying to tell you that being made is a relatively word that does not have a particular parameter to measure it. Being made is a standard or a word which is an abstract word to explain a man who has financial independence.
I disagree with you. No.
Being made is an abstract word.
I disagree with you.
Used to explain a man who has financial independence.
Wait, I'm still in charge. Let everyone be viewed. We're better like this on the platform. You understand what I'm saying? Now listen to this. You have made some statements that they are coming back to hurt you. I'll remind you of the statement. Now, we are talking about marrying who is made. They are saying no, you have to go through the process. That's still the topic. And from what you have said so far, you have at first said the person has to be very blessed. Everything needed should be in his hands. But later, you said that before.
It was the definition. It was his definition. It
sorry.
was his definition.
Can you wait? I wrote it down. Now, you later said that there is a level you have to just be able to take care of yourself and one person. Am I correct, Sister? No, I guess that's what he said. Yeah, that you have to first take care of yourself. Now, you have said you have to take care of yourself and one person, which is also something people in process can also achieve.
Someone in process.
Now,
if they have not given us parameter.
Can you wait now? As a Nigerian, my definition of being made is that you don't have any need
at all.
That you don't have capacity to take care of. My definition of being made, I'm a Nigerian, an average Nigerian, a citizen of Nigeria. Our definition as Nigerians of being made, when people come back from abroad, when they come back and say, man, that guy is made, his achievements speaks for him. Not just taking care of one person. A man that is being made can be able to raise his family, the entire family, like his siblings, all of them begin to do well. He's made. Now the word made, God made man. Am I correct? The word men is you now have the ability to make men also.
Sir, I will ask, how many of church men are in Nigeria? People who are made that can take by the numerical the achievement we don't measure. We have less than 100 of that kind.
You are not to ask me the question. You are not to ask me the question.
Sir, that is not
listen to me now.
Okay.
I will turn off your mic if you take that step anymore. You are not to ask me questions. I'm the one to ask you questions. Or I should come sit there, so you come sit here. Okay. Since that cannot happen, I'm still in charge. Please, if you have your questions, wow. A lot of persons are mentioning your name already on this platform. Sir Isaiah, it's okay, brother. Enabulele Siri is saying, Sir Isaiah, I fully disagree with you. The way this disagree is spelled, if this person see you, he will grip your clothes. I said, I fully disagree with you. A made man is not just a man that can provide for his family current needs. That is still a sign of a man still in process, sir. A made man don't just provide for his nuclear. Oh God. Talabasha. He doesn't just provide for his nuclear family alone, but cater for his extended family without struggle or stress. You take care of this with ease. Oh, let's celebrate this. Enabulele Siri.
Yes.
Enabulele Siri needs to be celebrated specially. You have said something. You have said, you see, Meshach God's time Osenaga is also saying low level of being made is level by level, stage by stage. I don't know what you are. I don't know what parameter.
That is the truth.
So I would like to keep it something.
Now, see, we have dwelled long on this part.
Yes.
There are still more aspect of it to till. Now, you will agree with me that even this process of being made has its advantage and disadvantages.
Yes, sir.
So I would like you to quickly just tell me 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages that you know.
Now, I will quickly just go straight
Which is
to the
what
point.
you have to listen to and then fight
Now,
back.
when we talk about disadvantage of a man who is made and that woman just comes into that home, the disadvantage is very clear, and we can see it in the life of some of our leaders in the government. Now, one of it all is the woman become a slave, not just to the man, but to the wealth, to the making of that man. That woman does not have a voice in that home. Now, the woman cannot truly attend to anything outside herself. Whatever she wants to do is just for herself and for herself alone. She cannot provide, she can hardly provide for her own family. Why? Because the making of the man is in the man's hand. The woman has no access into that making. When the woman wants something, honey, I need this, I need this, I need that. And we see at the point of time, a woman who is just like that is like a woman in the slave. She's just a slave to the wealth of that making of that man. So that's the one of the disadvantage over them. And second disadvantage to see that yes, a woman who jump into such a marriage is that the woman has no happiness, in the sense no communication. There is no fellowship with the man, because why? The man is glued to his making. So when the woman now stands up, okay, this is what I am passing through, this is what I want us to discuss, we see the man in his ego counter the woman without the voice, and the woman has no option to keep quiet. She has no voice in that marriage. So that is 2 of my something that disadvantage to that matter.
Okay, you have something to add to the disadvantages before then we hear the advantages of your own and then we'll proceed.
Yes, sir. The disadvantages, let me just talk about 2. Number 1 is torture from your in-laws. Yeah. Maybe before you came into the home, their brother could assist them in one way and the other. And then maybe when you enter, knowing that the responsibility has doubled up, they see you as the one taking over their position in their brother's house. At a point, they can come to you and tell you, what did you come to this house with? Who are you in this house? And then they torture you in one way or the other, because actually, you came into the house with nothing. So they see you as somebody, they see you as an incinerator, somebody they can put all manner of debris on her head. And another disadvantage is your husband would not be your friend. And marriage, you're supposed to marry your friend. If he is solely responsible for the financial activities in the home, sometimes you see women, once they hear the horn of their husband's car, they go into their hiding because they are terrified at the presence of their husband. You see young girls going into marriage with their father's age mates because of wealth. And if you find out there's somebody that they confide in, they'll tell you, man, I'm not happy with this marriage. I'm dying. I'm tormented here because they are not happy. The joy is not there. And then let me go to the advantage of getting married to a man in the process. Like I said at the beginning, your value for him increases. If you marry somebody who you grew up together with, whenever things wants to go wrong, he will always remember where you both are coming from and then treat you with some level of value. And another thing I said, asset. What do I mean by asset? He knows that whether he's there at that moment or not, things will always be in place in the house. That value is there. He sees you as somebody who will be able to represent him, whether in his presence or in his absence. For now, those are the things I have to say.
Now, Pastor Isaiah, what are the disadvantages of a man in process about to get married?
Sir,
or marrying a man in process?
You agree with me that the rate of domestic violence is more to average home who can barely feed. Domestic violence have cost a lot of people's life.
No, I want to retract that statement.
Yeah.
Is there a measurement tool that gave you that data value or that data that less privileged homes are prone to domestic violence?
I have a police officer.
No. Is there a data? Not
There's
police
no
officer.
data, but realistic by what we see. We've lived in a home where you stay in face me and face you, and you see the rate of fighting. A man goes out to walk with his bike, coming back because of the stress of the day, coming back and putting the anger on the woman for asking him a little amount of money. The next thing, domestic violence is problem.
Have you not seen rich homes where the husband killed the wife?
Sir, it's very rare. Very rare. You can count, it's just, let's say, 1 out of 10. But domestic violence in homes that are still from the scratch is almost 50 out of 100.
I guess that is the one you hear. Rich people, when they do things, they cover it up.
Sir,
They have
rich
the
people
well, they are well to do. They have the capacity to cover it up and dig roll them all under
sir,
the carpet.
not in this era of social media.
But the point I'm trying to buttress
Yes, sir.
is what is the advantage and disadvantage? What are the disadvantage and advantage? Two each.
Advantage-
Just give us two each. so
The
that we run with it.
advantage of marrying a man who is well-to-do.
Yeah.
One of the advantages is this: a well-to-do man takes pride in spending his wife, especially from this side where I came from. A man's worth is measured by the appearance of the wife and the children. That is where a man's worth is measured. So telling me that the person does not have freedom is not true. It's not true. A wise and a well-to-do man takes pleasure in exhibiting his worth through his wife and children. That is the good number one advantage. You see the children flourishing, have good academics, having good academics, and having things to do well. And number two, the in-laws has more thing to benefit. I have an uncle who married his wife, established shop for her. She multiplied, she brought her younger ones in. 7 of them. Today, 7 of them are well to do from the same shop that he opened for her. I'm telling you, established. At least a man, when you marry a man who has, it doesn't mean that there is no parameter to say this is the peak. But at least there is a lowest level of being made. But there is no peak. Because every rich man keep on growing every day. So then the disadvantage of marrying a man who is in the process is this. Number one, when you marry a man who is in the process, what is the parameter to tell me this man has a vision? Is it that he says it, or that you just see him doing it? Then, when you want telling me that you want to marry a man who is in process, What is the guarantee? What is the thing that have given you the surety that this person is actually going to achieve something out of this? There are people whom I know that have actually started up something and at the end it crashed. I once started a business and it crashed. I started again, it crashed. So there are a lot of businesses. So you must understand that business, you can't actually tell me that being in the process is somebody because the person has something he's saying, or he tells you this is my vision. Making mention of our spiritual grandfather, he was then touring around doing crusade at his that capacity. You can only mention few in Nigerian ministers who had the capacity he had. Even at the time you were telling he was in process when he got married. He was already almost everywhere.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir. Talking about Nigeria and Edo State at large, as at the time he got married, 2004, even 2009, 2000, 2001, 2002, he's already a household name. Talking of when he got married, 2004. So Apostle Johnson Suleiman was already made to at least above the lowest level of being made. Because at that level, he has given out cars.
And the wife.
He has given out cars.
Sir, and the wife gave birth and they could not discharge.
Sir,
I'm coming back to you. I'm coming back to you.
He made a statement.
I'm coming back to you, sir.
Okay, sir.
Sister Eno, are you still with him? Okay, let's hear you. The mic.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be giving us 2 disadvantages of marrying a low-life man. When you get married,
what do you call them?
A low-life man.
No, it's not a low-life man.
Not a low life.
In the
Somebody
process.
in the process.
That's the name.
No.
It's in the process. It's in the process.
Low life
I'm a
man.
man in the process and I'm counting millions. So you can't call me a
low
low-life
life.
man.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not made yet.
The
I'm
man
in the
you said
process.
is made is telling you he's not made.
I'm in the process. Now the maid we are talking about here is concerning wealth.
Let's hear
Okay,
you.
wait,
Let's
let me
hear you.
continue.
Okay.
If you are marrying a man who is still in the process, in fact, he will put all his anger on you. Maybe when, in fact, I would say, having money reduces quarrel in a family. A man who does not have money, most times he does not think straight. Maybe when he comes home from work, he's very tired. Maybe now come and say, the baby needs this, so now be like, is that what we need? The man just gets angry very easily because he does not have the money. And how do I put it now? And a man who is hungry is always angry. And in such families, there cannot be peace. That's one of the disadvantages of marrying someone who is still in the process. And in fact, the man will not be putting the burden on the woman. Imagine now, maybe the woman concerned, she has what she's doing now. The man will just relax on that one. If the woman brings, and the Bible says a woman is a helpmate to a man. So the woman is not there to just come and take the whole responsibility. She's there to support the man. Okay, my second point on the disadvantages of marrying a man who is still in the process is that most men, once they make money, their mindset will just change. Their wife who has been there with them before, they will just forget that one. They will start spending on persons outside. I've seen some families, in fact, let's say some courtship, when the girl will just be with the man for a very long time. Maybe when the man now start making money now, you now be like, is it this guy will not come and be with? So just think about it. Those ones, they are part of the disadvantages. Most men now, they have money, but their families, they are suffering. They are suffering. Wait, let me just continue.
Yeah.
Then I will not give the advantages of marrying a man who is made. If you as a wise lady, you marry a man who is made, you'll be able to take care of his wealth. You were saying something that the woman will not have peace, he will not have joy in her own home, people they will call you. It's only a foolish woman that they will treat like that. If you are wise, you have something that you are doing, you are not just depending on the man alone. Nobody will look down on you. And secondly, men love respect. If as a man you are able to provide needs, your woman will respect you. That's just it. Your woman will definitely respect you. As you are providing, maybe for example, I say I need this thing, and you're able to give me. In fact, I will value you. I don't know what you guys see as value, Sha.
The way you said that, in fact, you will die for him or something, because that in fact is later in our proof value there. But
you were saying something about value that they were saying this person has been with you for a very long time. Show me a man who has been with somebody for a very long time and value this person. I will show you somebody else who has been with somebody else, and they just neglect the person. They just neglect the person. So the thing is that if you can be able to provide for your family, there is this thing they call respect. When they say, okay, come and do this thing, you are able to stand that and do it.
You know.
Now wait. The truth of the matter is, you guys have spoken wonderfully well, perspectively, your opinions are wonderful, but there are still issues. Like if you say the one that is made is better, the one that is made has issues, terrible issues, like in-laws who will think you are a threat to their access to their brother's wealth. They can even go diabolic. I've seen families, I know what I'm saying. I've seen families who have gone diabolic because of they feel you are a threat. You have come to control their son. You weren't there when they trained the son. You weren't there when he started business. How can you just come from nowhere and then come to mother-in-laws can even kill daughter-in-laws for that one.
Like I said,
brother-in-laws can kidnap daughter-in-laws for that one. Now that's one. I'm coming, sir. I'm coming, ma'am. That's one. On your own area where you have the advantages and disadvantages, we have a lot of people who have struggled with some young men, struggle with all their life. The moment money starts coming, they will dump them. We have, in fact, if you go on social media, you go online, you see a lot of people who have committed suicide because you were expecting this man to become something, you have helped this man to become something, you have empowered him in your little capacity, and it's now something, but he has left you alone. That's also a problem. We see it. You will agree with me that you have heard of it, or you must have had a scenario of that one. That's that. I'm still with you again. Now, it is also important with what they have said. I also see ideas from there that if you were not part of the process, you will not be appreciated in the progress. You must be in somehow. That's where, from your statement now, that's where you have to understand that you as a woman has to also be well-to-do. You don't have to be a liability. At least they see you as a threat. But when you come as somebody who has capacity on her own, that's the only way you can stand on that platform and flourish. Also, the same thing goes here. When the woman enters the house and the man is on the process, the woman also should be on her process. Because you as a woman, you have your own destiny. You have your own destiny. As you are in support of your husband's destiny, you shouldn't just let everything go. All eggs should not be in one basket. If you are business prone, be on business track. If you are you want to go to school or you want to work, do something. Don't be idle. Don't be idle. We have a lot of failing marriages in Africa. Why? Because in one way or the other, what are the causes of compatibility? All these things are the causes. From the day God made man, Adam and Eve, compatibility was there. But when needs and wants started coming, that's where incompatibility came. That's the truth of the matter. Let's be candid with ourselves. Whether you are made, though, there must be problem. You not agree with me, Abi? Do you agree with me? Not as problem, part of life. You're marrying a made man can also give you platform for challenges. You will not marry Patience Zoku's daughter. And you also agree with me that there are some stupid people with visions that are visionless. They will use their mouth to camp. If they tell you where they are going, if you are a man, you will want to pay dowry on that man's head. They can build castles in the air. You can imagine one came to see me the other day. We sat down with the lady was sitting down. When the guy was talking to me, my brother, if I was a woman, I would have married that man. See, life digitalized in a couple of years. I only asked him one question. Where do you think you will be in 5 years? When this guy he analyzed about 25 years for me. I was seeing my vision in his vision. Only to discover that he has analyzed 25 years to over like 7 sisters who are already in his 25 years plan. So you understand, some of our folks who you think they are in process, They're only having big mouths. And in fact, they are not even in any process. And some of our made people, as it's being made, their pursuit for that wealth can even take their attention from their wife. Because anybody who is made wants to be stable, wants to be up there, doesn't want to come down. And nothing will make that person, even if it's the wife that wants to make it come down, he can do anything. So we should balance all these things together. But in all and all, a man with the fear of God is the best man to marry.
Yes, sir.
A man with love for God, a man with love and fear for God, a man with love for humanity. Because the vision God has for us is hidden in our love for Him.
Yes.
It is our love for Him that creates a fear, reverence for Him, and that obedience for Him makes us grow and follow His paths. David, speaking in Psalm 40 and verse 7, said, I come to you in the volume of books written about me. As I obeyed God, He put me in His blueprint. Above all, the fear of God. And the fear of God does not make us stupid. When you fear God and you honor Him, He provides our needs. He gives us wisdom. You shall remember the Lord your God, for it is He that giveth thee power to get wealthy. He wants to make you wealthy. He empowers you to become wealthy. A made man without God will unmake you a woman from your destiny. An unmade man in process without God will steal your progress still in that process. Both of you will end up useless with nothing to show. So in a nutshell, the man, whether made or unmade, must have fear for God, respect for the things of God. It is on this platform that he can take care of the woman. You can believe on that man that has nothing too much but has a vision. And at the end, everything will become fine. Like my mother in the Lord, Reverend Dr. Lizzie John Solomon, when asked, what did you see in this man that made you marry him? Against what you have said, Pastor Isaiah, Papa had nothing when they married. There are some stories, maybe when we're off camera, we can talk about that one. There was nothing. Because at that point, you will understand with me, at that point, God had to disconnect him from parents to take him through process. He has preached that so many times. There was nothing like money. But what did this woman believe in? What did she see? He said, I saw his hunger for God. I saw his fear for God. So that man was married because of hunger for God, fear for God. And above all, when you have hunger for God and fear for God, your vision is what you are hungry for inside God. And when she saw that, yeah, I'll marry you. Are you not aware? He said the ring he gave to her in the morning, in the evening, the ring got washed. She came back and said the ring is what? He said, is it still round? He said, yes, okay. Whether it changed color, but as far as round, those statements are not from a made man's voice. They were coming from somebody who was still struggling. He said he proposed to the wife, put on the bedroom slippers, a native trouser, and an English shirt. So you see, you should be able to see someone who loves God, who has fear for God, that will not disappoint you when the time comes. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having been with us. Thank you for this life that we live today. Thank you for grace that has taught us what we know today. If not, we would have married people who with their tongue are in process, but their mind is decaying in the mortuary. And we would have married those who tell us they are made by borrowing other people's car to come and visit their in-laws. And when you're not really married, you not really know who really owns the car. Bro, you know there is deception in this matter.
Very much.
Terrible deception.
Very much.
They will bring all the cars, bring all the houses. And please, a warning to mother-in-laws who you have already said If you don't marry who has Venza, you are not leaving this house, my sister. You that is the mother, did you marry who have Venza? And you are still making akbu? So it is important we take note of all these things. Parents are also part of the problem, but God will help us. And again, for men who treat their wives like trash, your community need to gather and flog you, because you are not a man, you are a man. You say because your wife is a weaker vessel. You can only get weaker when you first get weak. So you are the weak vessel, then your wife, which is agreed, is the weaker vessel. Agree you are weak. Let your wife, through her weakness, become your strength. And both of you coming together, you make a home, your home a better place. And your home becomes enviable, impeccable. I pray for everyone that is viewing right now. May your desired home be given to you by the grace of God.
Amen.
That which your heart desire, that which your heart hunger for, heaven will give it to you in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Heaven will cause its face to shine on you. Your home will become beautiful.
Amen.
The glory and grace of God will be seen in your home in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Please, I don't know if via the conversation someone got angry of the other. Please do not be angry. I know it's not easy. Do not be angry. You have gotten a nickname from this service. The man who went through process, or the one who is still going through process. Then you, the man already made, self-made millionaire. Self-made. So Sister Eno, self-made. Brother Isaiah, self-made. Sister Pep, process. Brother AJ, process. Okay. So wonderful. For all of you who viewed us, we appreciate you. Please still try and share this broadcast. Make sure it reaches somebody who needs to learn from what we have discussed today. If you have questions still to ask, you could drop them on the comment section. We'll reply you. The media team will reply you as soon as possible. Thank you for viewing us. Please, if you are not aware, our Monday programs have started. But this time, it's 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Those of you who came last Monday, you understood what happened. And I tell you the truth, if you come this Monday, your life will not remain the same. Come and be blessed. My name is Philemon Eimak, and I have with me Sister Eno Obo. I have Brother Keneze Isaiah. I have Brother Ejahi Amedu, and I also have Sister Pep Okwaya. It's nice having you with us. Thanks to Iben TV, the presenter, and we have the audience. The audience, salesmanship, Ose Itoto, and also Ete Junction. She's there. We have Peter Benson and Solomon Graver is there behind the cameras. And my brother, who are you? Thank you, and thank you. See you next week, Saturday, for another exciting broadcast. The Lord bless you. Real good.